Jubilee has always thrived on chaos, but this time they may have set the internet on fire. Their latest surrounded video, titled "One Black Radical versus 20 Black Conservatives," featuring Amanda Seales, wasn't just another debate, it was a social experiment dressed as entertainment. Picture it. One outspoken radical voice, Amanda Seales, standing in a circle of 20 black conservatives, each ready to challenge, dismiss, or outright shout over her. It sounds like the opening scene of a reality show, but it played out like a collision of ideologies where nobody left unscathed. Before anyone even spoke, viewers could feel the tension through the screen. The numbers alone screamed imbalance, 20 against 1, and the internet immediately recognized the setup for what it was. Rage bait, designed to spark fights, memes, and headlines. From the opening moments, Seales made it clear she wasn't intimidated. With her trademark blend of sharp wit and no-nonsense confidence, she stepped into the fray and started swinging. She clapped back at arguments that systemic racism is a myth, challenged narratives about so-called fatherless homes being the downfall of Black America, and questioned the logic behind conservatives who champion assimilation while ignoring centuries of exclusion. For her fans, it was Amanda in her element, fearless, unfiltered, and unwilling to back down. And early on, she had some memorable lines that stuck. When a conservative claimed black culture was toxic, Seales shot back with a sarcastic, "Toxic to who?" Because if we're talking numbers, black culture is America's biggest export. That moment had Twitter cheering, painting her as the lone voice refusing to let lazy stereotypes slide. But not every exchange went her way. When conservatives began dropping statistics about incarceration rates, about single-parent households, about wealth gaps, Seales brushed them off with a line that became one of the episode's most viral moments. Stats always lie.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're gonna start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time.
For some, it was a sharp reminder that numbers can be twisted to fit any agenda. But for critics, it was a flashing red sign that Seales couldn't handle evidence. That single sentence was clipped, memed, and shared across every platform, used as proof that she wasn't engaging in debate, she was dodging it. The clashes piled up. In one heated back and forth, a conservative pointed out that white allies assisted Harriet Tubman, arguing that black progress has often involved cooperation across racial lines.
To embrace a victim mentality, because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity.
Do not bring up Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby, please.
They said the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
Come on in. No, you know who helped her?
Come on in.
You know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
Another exchange over rap music turned into a culture war inside the room. One conservative argued that hip-hop glorifies violence and poisons the black community. Seales didn't hold back, blaming white-owned record labels and corporate executives who push those narratives for profit, comparing them to a boss who feeds their workers poison, and then blames them for getting sick. That metaphor lit up comment sections, hailed by some as brilliant and dismissed by others as overly dramatic. And then came the interruptions. Multiple times throughout the episode, Seales cut in before conservatives had finished their points.
I want to hear the point that I'm going to make, and yet you want me to respect your point. And that's not how a debate works. So if you want me to keep getting louder, I will do it. But ultimately, if I show you respect, give me the respect back. I let you talk. I let you make your points. I am countering your points. And my points are just as valid as yours, even though you got a pocket square and a Church of Christ pin on your chest. I need you to get to the point so I can respond.
My point is that, and I'm not trying to be funny, unless like you said, we're going to keep it respectful.
Yeah, but you're monopolizing the whole conversation. And
I'm
we're
not
trying.
Okay, I'm gonna let you speak, but let's not get the attitudes and stuff, because you're my sister and I respect you. So
I don't have an attitude. I'm being direct to you, but you're literally
them,
speaking this, and you're not going to.
Viewers watching at home split instantly. Was this a woman standing her ground in a room that wouldn't let her speak, or was it someone unraveling under the pressure? To her supporters, the interruptions were survival. No one person could politely wait their turn in a setup this lopsided. To her critics, the interruptions exposed her inability to listen, reinforcing the stereotype that she was more interested in lecturing than debating. The internet did what it always does. It turned the debate into a battlefield of memes, edits, and viral clips. Supporters clipped her best comebacks and titled them Amanda Seales schooling conservatives for 20 minutes straight. Detractors clipped her most frustrated eye rolls and paired them with laugh tracks or captions like, "When you realize the facts don't back you up." On Reddit, one commenter summarized it with brutal clarity. Amanda thought she was going to body them, but she just exposed how fragile her arguments were. On Twitter, her defenders were just as loud, posting, "Amanda Seales walked into the lion's den and held her own. None of those conservatives could touch her." The debate wasn't just on stage anymore, it spilled into the feeds of millions of people, each side certain their view was the only truth. And the media? They couldn't agree either. The Griot praised Seales for her boldness, calling her a lone warrior standing in the crossfire of misinformation. The Root treated the episode like a cultural flashpoint, pointing out the contradictions of conservatives who denied systemic racism while simultaneously crediting white culture for black success. BET focused on her fiery defense of reparations and her clapback on hip-hop, framing them as standout moments. But other commentators weren't so forgiving. They said she came across as defensive, dismissive, and combative to a fault. But they argued that Jubilee knew exactly what they were doing, setting her up in a hostile environment and counting on her to lose her cool.
You're not able to cite your sources. Please go sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. Nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a black American.
And in some clips, that's exactly what happened. Which brings us to the juiciest part of this entire saga, the fallout for Amanda Seales herself. Seales has always been known as outspoken, unfiltered, and ready to challenge the mainstream. It's what built her following, but it's also what fuels her critics. For fans, this episode was proof she's authentic, willing to stand alone against overwhelming opposition. For detractors, it was confirmation that she's quick to dismiss facts, quicker to lose her composure, and far more interested in being right than being precise. In short, Jubilee didn't just create a debate, they created a mirror. How people see Amanda Seales after this episode says more about their own worldview than it does about her. The bigger question buzzing across timelines is this: was this about genuine dialogue or was it about clicks? Jubilee has long been accused of manufacturing rage bait, stacking the odds to guarantee conflict, and cutting the footage into digestible drama that spreads like wildfire. And by every metric, they succeeded. The episode is trending across platforms, clips are clocking millions of views, and Amanda Seales' name is dominating the discourse. Comment sections are flooded with arguments, think pieces are being written, and podcasts are lining up to dissect the fallout. The debate inside the video has birthed 1,000 debates outside of it, and that's exactly what Jubilee wanted. So where does that leave Amanda Seales? For her fans, she's the lone radical who walked into the lion's den and lived to tell the tale. For her critics, she's living proof that confidence without receipts will always collapse under pressure. And for Jubilee, it's another masterclass in spectacle, a reminder that when you pit one radical against 20 opponents, the winner isn't whoever makes the best point. The winner is Jubilee, cashing in on views, outrage, and endless cultural conversation. Love it or hate it, this wasn't just an episode, it was a digital wildfire, the kind that burns bright, fast, and leaves everyone arguing long after the flames die down. Because in the age of internet discourse, winning isn't about being right, it's about being unforgettable. And on that front, Amanda Seales and Jubilee both got exactly what they came for. What do you think? Did Amanda hold her ground, or did she just hand her critics the perfect ammo? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I know this one's going to get heated. If you made it this far, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. You're not going to want to miss it.